Start, this is the Town of Fairfield Conservation Commission on August 20th at 7 p.m. Just want to announce our commissioners that are here. Commissioner Fain, Commissioner O'Mahony, Commissioner Litzlinger, Commissioner Hood, and also Commissioner Galasso.
Hello.
Hello, and Diane Saunders. We'll start by Pledge of Allegiance. Tim, would you like to lead us?
Love to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well done.
This is pretty sick. Still remember it.
Since Commissioner Saunders and Galasso are here, we're also involved at this point. We've all received the draft of the minutes of a meeting of June 18. Anyone have any comments or corrections? Diane, you're the
Yeah,
good eyes
well,
on that.
I couldn't
You're my new
help
sister.
but notice that.
Go ahead.
Someone was referred to here as Diane Rosenthal.
Uh-oh.
So I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be me or Heather on approval of draft meeting minutes.
It's a hybrid.
Both nice people.
Yeah. You.
I believe it was probably you.
Do you think?
I
it was-
Given that
think
you're
it
the
was
first
me.
name.
I think it was me, but I'm not totally sure.
Okay, if that could be corrected. That would be great for the future. Change it to Diane Saunders.
No problem.
Okay. Item number 5, new business. Number 1, the summer newsletter, volume 2, which is out. And from what I hear, it's excellent.
It
Yep,
is.
it is.
It
It
really
is great. Yeah, it looks great.
You want to tell us a little bit about it, Tim?
Sure. Yeah, I would have to start by applauding Nicole's efforts for the all-encompassing volume number 2 that covers all of the department purview. Obviously, we have a lot going on, and it's all good stuff with fiefs and tide gates and bats and pollinators and everything going on at Hoyden's that is captured in here, and as well as Commissioner Hood's photos, horseshoe crab tagging, clamming, and our land acquisition. I think it's, continues to be a good highlight reel for the department and this commission and the agency and the other commissions involved. I did send it to Shellfish and Land Acquisition Commissions as well. They were pleased with it. Of course, too. And yeah, I think it's a good connecting piece that goes out in the first selectman's office newsletter. And just continues to push the efforts made by everyone involved out to the public to let them know what we're doing and the changes and all the time.
Any comments or?
It's fun. I like the way it looks. It flows. Really gets me into it. And actually, I'll tell you, when Nicole puts stuff on her Instagram and Tim makes announcements, I frequently I'll screen capture and I'll recycle them on Nextdoor. The thing about the bats, I got 4,500 extra views just out of that one. That one really carried. So I recycle your stuff as soon as they do it.
It's out there.
I mean, it's just another little avenue. It's not a lot, but.
And it's just another example of how this department really has improved. That
Has
didn't happen
changed.
3 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago. And seriously, it goes back to the management and the life that's in the department and the commission. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, just pick it up and it makes you want to pick it up.
Right.
Nice.
Number 2 is Yukon Tidal Marsh Research.
So the department was approached along with other municipal conservation departments along the Connecticut coast by Professor Dr. I'll call him Dr. Tobias at Yukon. I included his letter, which summarized the project in his words better than I could. Other than they are looking at nitrogen concentrations in tidal marshes on a frequency over the next 2 to 3 years. They approached me with, hey, can we use the South Pine Creek, south of Oldfield Road, open space to do this. They love the healthy marsh. They love the access from behind the senior center parking lot. And I said, yes, of course, continue what we're doing to connect with our research institutions in this town and beyond. So I just included that. It sounds like an awesome project. We'll get the results when it's done. It's, not invasive, it's discreet, so I think it's a win-win, but wanted to let the commission know that you will be doing research on open space.
Questions or comments?
I agree.
Very good.
Good thing. Let's do it.
Check.
The
Absolutely.
more data, the better.
Right. Number 4, ongoing excessive garbage. Oh, I'm sorry. South Pine Creek open space trail closures. Number 3.
The department received a few calls once the fences went up. This is really being driven by the capital projects team upstairs to address the trail. They asked that we close it. So it is closed behind the senior center and maintains closure at Salt Meadow, which isn't that much further from the closure at the railroad bridge. So that trail is fragmented, and I think it is frustrating the hikers, which I understand. I was told that we're looking at about 6 months, so maybe at, close to year end. At the right before the closure, Tom and I were dealing with kids making the trails into BMX jumps, which, as we know in our regulations, bicycles are prohibited on open space. But they were also destructive to the trail system. So unrelated, but I think that will get resolved at the time. So I just wanted to put it out there so the commissioners knew that the trail section was closed and why.
Sorry, why is it closed? I missed that.
The capital projects team is doing some improvements to it.
Okay.
So it'll involve some construction, regrading and stuff like that, so.
Questions?
That's on our website. I posted a while ago. It was put in the first selectman office newsletter. I haven't gotten any calls lately, but some emails and calls have just been to complain. When is it open? Why is it taking so
I'm
long?
down there a lot. I get yelled at all the time.
There's, other than,
Somehow I'm supposed to be responsible.
but also too, we put up.
You are.
We put up 8-foot chain link fence and signage. And we've gone out there and it's just thrown in the woods, it's trashed, it's, people don't care, they go around it, they destroy it. So it's been a little difficult, but again, that's
The public.
yeah, and the capital projects team.
We're moving on to trash. Ongoing excessive garbage at Lake Mohegan Cascades open space.
I put some photos on the cloud. I don't know if anyone saw them.
Yeah.
But that's the
Disturbing.
volume and mess that we're,
And
and the crew
how
is-
long period was that?
Friday to Monday,
yeah, that's,
Friday till Monday, like the
yeah, that's a
weekend?
weekend.
450
Oh my
pounds of trash
God.
on Monday morning,
That's crazy.
just like the Cascades.
Wow.
Well,
And
it's,
how much more is that time than typical, like last summer? Like double?
Pretty
Oh,
much.
Somebody's using it as a dump.
well, they do that.
No,
Grace is a
it's
real-
dirty diapers and there's people swimming up there that are from out of town, out of state.
I can send you pictures from Grace where the contractors go, a dump. Like they dump the flooring once they rip it out
Oh,
of
really?
your house. They dump it, couches, furniture. Grace is really bad. It's always been that way. Lake Mohegan is a joke. You're there all the time. You see the guys there
Yeah.
out there taking away furniture. It's just
Oh.
the way it goes.
Even Mountain Laurel.
Yes.
One
We've
weekend.
added more cans, which at least helps to prevent it on, being just piled up on the ground. you know, the police, we try and work with the police to be out there, but I think it's just sheer volume in the summer. We might add more
Pretty remote,
cans,
too,
you know.
with police I mean, they're not exactly driving by.
Yeah, but it's
So-
kind of a nuisance area, so I think they stop by there quite a bit.
It is, yeah.
If you had a truck loaded with construction debris, that takes a bit of doing to empty.
Well, that was
Yeah,
obviously
I've done that.
intentional. They're looking for, you know, a dark spot on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They do that along that, you know, along the Merritt Parkway, that Congress Street and all those areas where, you know, you see that.
So we have a-
stuff all
Beside
the
the-
time.
Gas station there
Yeah.
along that.
I was just wondering if it's feasible to do a camera or surveillance or even a sort of signage that implies that there is surveillance.
You're under,
Yeah.
smile, you're on.
Might be possible, yeah, I
Video
mean,
cams are really cheap if you know, not, I don't know how effective it would be, but they're really cheap.
might help give us some intelligence on what exactly is
It's
happening.
gonna, you know, once you
Is
even
it-
get a
it-
license
right.
plate, it's hard to follow up and.
How do you power them?
Full batteries, really, you know, it's real simple.
We have one.
Batteries.
Solar?
battery.
As long as you're not
Something for you to
Wi-Fi with it.
Do Wi-Fi pretty easy. Efficiently.
I'm sorry, what is the dumping fine in Fairfield now? Is it still like $100 for illegal dumping?
$110.
What is it, Tom?
$110.
110? Do you think, who makes that decision? Like, should we be upping the fines on that?
Department, I
Is
believe.
that which one?
Health.
Health
I
Department?
don't think you can unilaterally.
I wonder how often it's enforced. I mean,
It's tough to
You know.
pursue and track down and.
Yeah, it's really hard.
There are signs up to, all along Lake Mohegan, no dumping per health department.
I know.
Put them up years ago.
People don't read signs or
Yeah.
care.
They don't care.
I know people are complaining, like, especially like the trucks that come down Old Dam Road to dump, you know, like they don't cover their load and like the trash is
Sure.
blowing,
Sure.
you know,
it's not our responsibility, but
no.
Gould Manor Pond does not have a barrel.
No, there's no,
And forget the monofilament fishing line, the packaging, the cups, there's not a barrel there. So I think that's recreation, something to talk about.
I never find that as a reasonable reason.
No, it's not, but it makes it, you know, the easier you make it, the more likely. we'll have.
That's what us dog people do at the beach.
Yeah.
We complain about the cans and I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
that doesn't absolve you of,
Yeah.
you know, what we need to be doing.
You know, it's whatever. It's a philosophy. If you either you care or you don't care.
Yeah,
Well, I think you only can make people care by punishing them.
Well,
Sure.
My view of
care to
things.
the stick, I guess.
I agree.
I just don't have any other way of looking at it.
Yeah, and Kate could be absolutely right, you know, even though it's not enforced daily, when it's enforced, make it hit.
I do remember, and I'm gonna get the number wrong, but I do remember like when we were in like out in Wyoming or something. Like, I wanna say the dumping fine is like over $1,000.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I think like you gotta make like, you know, a couple of those and people cover their load. You know what I mean? Like, come in, if you're barreling down, you know, Reef Road with your pickup truck, you know, open and you're dumping trash and it's blowing all over, you know, that's something the police are right there, so they could. That's,
Well, hey, that's part of the point, especially with the yard people, you're not paying as much when you get there.
oh, you think so?
Of course.
Oh, Peter, really?
Yeah, all those leaves you're paying by the way. 20% of them to
Right.
go bye-bye on the way down, it's a good deal. I don't think that's accidental at all. It's not
Okay,
sloppiness, I think it's intentional.
moving from garbage to something that's positive.
Super positive.
Yeah, now you're.
An update from the Youth Conservation Award Subcommittee, which consists of Kate O'Mahony, Peter Hood, and Rick Boucher. So I just want to give you a little history of it. Very briefly, it's something that this group started about a year ago. There's been one recipient for it. And basically that the young lady's project was recycling soap. Turned out to be something positive. Because it's brand new, our challenge has been getting it off the ground. We've met with schools, educators, the director of science. We have literature published at some of the town open spaces. Tim's done a great job promoting it. And we even had, if you saw this magazine with our leader as the star,
Yes.
we even had a little thing in the back about the award specifically. But our challenge continues to be to promote it to make it good. And Peter and Kate will talk about two candidates for your consideration tonight.
So really what we do is we're trying to recognize some of these young people who are doing what, yeah, you know, the thing that I find remarkable is they're doing these things on their own. The person I would talk about very briefly, he's been getting involved in some of these environmental things. He was fifth grade. I mean, it's
Nice.
just, I have notes. It's like, there's just no way I could tell you all the things that this guy is doing. And really our goal here tonight is to present names for your acceptance. But I just want to take a couple of seconds. His name is Assad. He's, look, I'll tell you, he's the president of the Eco Club at Ludlow. He spoke before the Board of Selectmen advocating for the solar installations at schools. I mean, this is a kid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, for somebody like me who can't hardly string two words together in public, this is somebody who's going before, the big shots in town. He's partnering with the Fairfield Green Teams. They installed a greenhouse at Ludlow as an educational vehicle, and they're donating food to local organizations. He championed the Eco Club's installation of the compost bins at the school. And this kid is just all over. He's doing public education initiatives focused on sustainability. We don't have to go on and on about that. He's also a member of the Sustainable Fairfield Health and Pollution Task Force. I mean, these are it's just remarkable. And he's already decided he wants to do public service as a career.
Right.
As an epidemiologist.
For him.
See, I need somebody else on the side, but very impressive. I mean, exactly the type of person we're looking for.
How old?
High school.
High school, okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just remarkable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And talking about things like climate change, when you're in fifth grade, when it,
Sure. Sure.
I don't know what I was doing in fifth grade. Certainly nothing important.
Yeah. So there's one candidate for.
So this is somebody that, in terms of, tonight, we want to put him forward for acceptance. It's basically what we've done is we've selected him. And what we do tonight is we're basically putting it to the full commission to accept the nomination. So we do vote on it per se. It's, hopefully it will be kind of a,
Easy
pretty straightforward.
approval.
Yeah.
What's his full name? Can you share that?
Assad said, I can't do I would say it's Syed.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm mangling that, but that's just me.
and he's a Ludlow student. Yeah, okay. That sounds good. Anyone have questions regarding this application or young gentleman, young conservationist?
So are you doing one per year from any age
Real
or?
good question, Diane. We're doing them as they come and as they're qualified. Right, we're, again, part of our challenge is to get the word out and get more applications. We wish we had 8 of them.
To have several
Tonight.
is a
Yeah.
good way of promoting the whole.
So this kind of is priming the pump and
Yeah.
more of these we can recognize, get it on website, get approval of it from the commission. The faster it's gonna grow, the bigger it's gonna get.
Mhm.
So tonight we have 2 to present, and as I said previously, there's been 1 that's already been approved. But we're trying to grow it.
And we're
That's the
looking for those
challenge.
little kids. We know those little kids are out there.
Yeah.
The difficulty is, the difficulty is getting other people to identify. Right. That's taken some time.
But what about the teachers in the
Yeah,
elementary?
we've sent it to
We
the
are
all
working
all
on
the school, we sent out packets to all the schools, we sent it to the green teams, so, yeah.
Part of
Well,
what
for
we're doing.
instance, so the next boy, the one I'm presenting is Mason Alberts. Every time I spoke to anybody, they're like, oh, this is the perfect award for Mason. I had to get his mother to nominate him. So I mean, no less than 5 people told me about this kid, but I'm like, oh, you can nominate him, and nobody did. So I'm like, I finally saw his mom and I'm like, well, you're gonna have to nominate yourself. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the hiccup is getting people to nominate him.
So it's the process.
But the other, it's so easy.
Well, but then that's the.
Yeah, so I don't-
What's the
yeah.
bottleneck?
There's a bottleneck, so we're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
At the meetings, we have these very intense strategy things where
Yeah,
we are plotting our ways
We
to
did-
pressure people.
We have like, we have a QR code, like, you know, they just have to, you know, and it's a we made it like a one sheet. They just have to fill, I mean, it's.
Can we ask the science teachers at the high school or?
We, I even spoke to the senior experience director and I said to the senior experience kids, I'm like, guys, nominate each other. Not a one did it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work on it. But, so my kid is Mason Alberts, and like I told you, 5 different adults came to me and said, oh my gosh, this is the perfect award for Mason. He's a 5th grader at Mill Hill. He's been on the green team since he was in 3rd grade. He helped to create the native garden, both at home and at school. He plants and weeds and works on invasives and watering. He is engaged and helped to lead students in composting in the cafeteria rescue. He does the Trex plastic collection and gardening. He continues to show up to advocate for environment and activities such as picking up trash, spreading the love of trees, monitoring worm bins to make sure the right food is going in to sustain them, and partnering with our local church to collaborate on ideas for sustainability. I heard him speak to a room full of adults. The kid is absolutely amazing. He's in 5th grade. He's met with Bill Gerber and has written letters to environmental issues to different legislators. He's encouraged friends and younger students to join in advocacy. So anyway, he's a dynamo.
Where is 5th grade? Where is 5th grade in terms of grade school, middle school?
So he's gonna be in middle school next year. But like, it's so funny, like everyone kept saying, oh, Mason. I'm like, nominate him. And then like, finally, thankfully, I ran into his mother and I was just like, are you his mother? And I'm like, you need to nominate. But I mean, he would have been not,
But you have 2 out of 3 categories. I mean, that's.
I know, we're
That's
getting there.
very fair.
We've got, you know, and I do think that there's such lovely.
On the middle school, but we still have 2 out of
Is
3,
there
right?
is there a nomination button on the conservation website?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Tim's given us a
It could be like
dedicated
social
page.
media
We
or
did-
on websites.
If
yeah,
anybody has
where
any,
the kids go.
you know, we try, like, we've,
And it's a fillable PDF, so there's no writing. You can just sit there and fill it out online and then save it and email it in.
it really, I don't,
That's a learn how to do a stupid program to do that.
So it's growing, I mean.
I don't know, maybe we should give out candy or something. Like, if you fill it out, we'll give out, you know, free candy. Like, what are we gonna give out, guys? Like, to, you know,
Badge.
a bat, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
you know.
shouldn't discuss that.
This does not require. a
Drive around in a white
vote, but Are there other questions or concerns or suggestions?
Well, I think, I mean, I don't know, I think in a way, you need to vote, the full commission has to accept the names, because see,
Okay,
our job is to put them forward,
Yeah.
but the full commission needs to accept.
all
them,
right. Well, you've
Which I'm
heard,
hoping is just a formality.
I think it is, but you've heard what Peter presented. Are there questions or approval? I approve it.
I think it's great, yeah,
Yeah,
There we go.
that's a good idea.
absolutely.
And Cato Mahoney presented Mason.
Mason Alberts, yep.
A young gentleman's name who's done this since 5th grade,
Third.
3rd grade. He's in 5 now.
Yeah.
Questions, concerns? I think he's great.
Yeah, no, it's-
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. We'll keep pushing it and help from you guys.
If anybody really does have an idea, like, we are open. We are open to
So
ideas.
the previous winner was Suja? Was she the?
Soraya.
Yeah.
Soraya?
Yeah.
Because she's very active in Sustainable Fairfield and a number of other programs. I've worked with her on a ton of things. Once
Well
he's
deserved.
nominated, you know, getting him to maybe participate in an event that we participate in, or, you know, go to the farmer's market. There's a Sustainable Fairfield table there. That's, you know, I got this award, you know, to talk about, I'm just saying, get the
Right.
awardee to help promote it with other kids. I'm just trying to. think
No,
out loud.
granted,
Yeah.
Yeah, just other ways to help to promote it.
Right.
There might be-
Okay.
There might be food bribing. We'll have to see.
All right.
Brownies.
Moving on to-
Brownies.
Moving on to
Cookies.
number 6, old business. Executed recorded public access and conservation easement 2190 Post Road. Tim?
Yep, I just wanted to put the executed version of the public access and conservation easement agreement in everyone's hands. As you know, this is the former Exide property. That roughly an acre on the let me think, southbound side, on the closest to the Mill River.
Yep.
Will become accessible to the public. I had played a small role in, with the Planning and Zoning Commission to kind of iron out some of the details in the proposal, which was accepted, and now we'll facilitate kind of a stone dust walking trail, a platform near the water. People could fish off of. It is tidal, so it didn't come to the agency. I was there yesterday for a kickoff meeting with other town departments. They're gonna start moving equipment onto the property, so you'll start to see that. They're hoping to have foundation in the ground by Christmas, so you're gonna start seeing a lot of activity there, earthwork and such. But I just wanted you to know because that kind of management of, even though it's not town-owned property, management within the easement area kind of falls under this commission's purview.
Okay. Number 2, fiscal year 24 Connecticut Deep Recreational Trails Grant in the amount of $255,284 for design and construction of an accessible trail on town open space at 150 Villa Avenue, denied. Acceptance by the RTM on July 28, 2025. Okay.
Related to this item, I included a letter to Kim Bradley at Deep. She's the Rec Trails coordinator, with the attachment of the original award, the grant award from DEP on June 3rd of 24. So it just summarizes, my letter summarizes that RTM voted it down. I have to, on behalf of the town and the commission, deny the grant. Sadly, I pointed out made my disappointment known on all your behalf, which I think everyone here shares. So anyway, that was just to formalize notification to the commission, should anyone not have known that had happened. It is disappointing. I think it was and still is a good project. DEP was very excited. We got all the money that we asked for. It checked a lot of boxes, and I think unfortunately the wishes of the neighborhood in that RTM district overrode the needs of people in the town with disabilities and nearby underserved communities like Bridgeport, and then just a densely developed part of town that needs green space and trails. Peter knows, he lives very nearby. I think a lot of the selling points were to thanks, Sal. The fact that low-income senior housing is located 1,100 feet down the sidewalk. There were positives up to wazoo, so I don't have to beat that, but it's formally denied, dead, and so we still have, the commission still has jurisdiction over the open space. It's still 5 acres. Engineering stormwater detention project on the Rooster River is still moving forward by the capital projects team. In my opinion, this commission could agree that open space could still have a trail, just like we put trails on all of our open spaces, or many of them that we, choose to. It just won't be as fancy and accessible and stone dust and whatnot, but that's something maybe so be considered further in the future.
I watched it when, I watched the meeting and the comments that were raised by that particular RTM group, and, parking seemed to be an issue. And I know a couple of people have said, well, it's either we have to approve it or deny it now. There's no way to have it come back later after we've had more time to digest it. There was some kind of a procedural component to this that was, they had to make a decision that night and that was it, right? There was no.
Yeah, well, it's,
Fine.
I mean, it had been over a year. The grant had been awarded and there had been no activity. We still hadn't accepted it, you know, or begin the process of because we needed the resolution from the town to go back to deep to say written acceptance, which hadn't come yet. So,
Okay.
there was no, if they had voted yes, they could have accepted it and then sorted out the parking, the this, the that. There was no design. It was for design.
Accepting the money to put together a
Just accept the
plan.
money and then
they were
figure it
complaining
out.
about there not being a plan. I'm like, well,
I think it's
what
a bit
universe
of
am
a
I in?
mental disconnect when you stand there, you reject something because you don't know the plan. And you're rejecting the money to create
For
the
which you
plan.
develop a plan.
So
And that's what I
need
spoke
to
up
do
about.
here is
Crazy.
really not say a lot, because I wouldn't have a lot, very nice to say. It's an embarrassment,
I
frankly.
think that,
It
you know,
It's
we're
a
gonna
real
pay a
bad-
price for that in the future for other grants from the,
What do they expect
And
you're gonna
this-
do in the future?
and this was, this was, you know, this was not a referendum about trails or anything, it was a referendum about people protecting, or more not protecting, or, you know, they have an agenda, and that agenda was that place not to be developed in any.
And Tim, I just want to thank you for all the effort you did to get this off the ground and going. And I speak to Jay, I think you're absolutely right. I think everybody that I've spoken to about it, you know, how disappointed, and they didn't have any idea that this was going on. And it is such a need in, you know, in the community. It is an underserved part of our town. And the fact that, you know, you went and you did all of this, and the fact that they turned down this money, there are no words. I mean,
To Team's point, we can still move forward with creating a trail.
Right.
And be like maybe the beginning of something bigger in the future. We just won't have any money other than what we have.
Or any money to develop the plan.
right.
So is it possible to have the opportunity to apply for a grant like this again?
I think we should, put the property up and have for affordable housing.
Proposed by conservation.
Should I back?
well, I think the other thing is that I had no idea that you were gonna meet such opposition. I think, you know, like my friend was saying, like, we could have gotten a special ed PTA to speak to the RTM. Like, there were so many stakeholders that have no idea that this was, you know,
Right, That's
and
what I said.
you
So
know,
a lot of
like, you
people
know,
are
that,
surprised.
you know, there's a whole, you know, accessibility committee here in town that works on that, the seniors, you know, so, but I mean,
So Kate, you just hit it on the head. So when this comes up again, right, how can we be ready for it? How can we support it?
I think we understand now what the.
Well, right, but honestly, I was like, I had no idea that this was gonna come and meet this much opposition. I mean, I think it's, Tim had done the heavy lifting, the money was ours.
Well, the
I don't think
opposition was
I don't think
prepared.
I don't think it meant that much opposition. I think it meant some concentrated.
No, I agree with Peter.
Opposition.
I think it was like it was, you know,
It was,
a vocal minority.
somebody has a political pull and they used it, obviously.
It could happen again. Yeah, I put that in my letter to Kim, saying that I hope it doesn't affect us for
Yeah.
grants. I mean, but, you know.
Well, you know, somebody that had the right connections, because they did it under the table. They did it, you know, very low key. And if we had known more about it, I mean, we would have been able
Well,
to
they-
mount our own charge, and I think that we would overwhelm it, but.
Like any
It's
meeting
politics.
strategy, they prepped for it. The opposition was ready for it and
Yeah.
they were
They-
gonna
I
survive
was
it.
stunned. I can honestly say I was stunned.
I think we all were, you know, we didn't think that, you know, I didn't even know it was going before the RTM for a vote.
More than $250,000. Sorry.
I know that we had talked about it a couple months ago that, you know, it was there was opposition and it was, there
The
was
neighborhood.
problems, but, you know, that was the last I heard of it, and all of a sudden I got the letter from you that it was voted down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's discouraging too. Just myself and other department heads and, you know, town staff that put in hours and effort, you know, get this far, get the state to throw money at you, especially in these amounts and larger.
Mm.
And, then you have like kind of a small niche, not total representation of the town or special interest that just
Yeah.
crush it in the last, hour. And, I think it would have benefited more people than not, or benefited more people than just the neighborhood.
No, it was a good
And-
project.
It was a great project,
It's-
Tim, and
I'm just saying it's discouraging because, makes me and others not want to
Yeah.
apply for grants.
Well,
Then
And
find the
we've
money
been
somewhere else or I don't do the
establishing a relationship with the
project.
State, right? We've been establishing a relationship with the state over the course of the last 2 years. which
but
is
do you think it's worth like
important to have.
having somebody like write an article in the newspaper about how we had this money and why it was turned down? I mean, not to say, but I mean, for people to understand, like,
Yeah, no, I think it would be great if somebody, obviously, I'm
I
surprised.
think
it
that I mean, everybody that I've
stinks, And I'm
told,
surprised no one smelled it,
right, that, I mean, everybody that, I think I spoke to Tim and I said, I have a neighbor who's, their grandson lives here in town. He is not ambulatory.
Mm.
And he has that limited space up at the Audubon.
Sure.
But there really isn't. And I mean, like, his grandmother was so upset. And I said, my daughter was in a wheelchair. I am a nurse. I had a daughter who had a brain tumor who was in a wheelchair for a while, to be able to have a place that I could
Yeah.
have brought her outside safely. And, this town is for everybody.
What Ted said really summed it up. They were prepared for it, they were ready for it,
Yeah.
and we never thought that this opposition was gonna be this strong.
No,
Right.
absolutely
So-
not.
Right, so
Next time,
so strategically, we weren't ready.
that's right,
And,
next
and,
time.
yeah, and that's,
That's
you know,
right.
And and
in
we-
my previous experience in business,
Yeah.
the meeting is never when the meeting happens. It's
That's right.
before the meeting
Yeah.
is when the meeting happens and you
Well,
start
it's-
aligning.
So you
What's
apply again.
interesting was the whole-
I promise you.
whole
we'll
RTM.
get active.
So somebody, it wasn't
one person that
three
voted for it.
people, it was somebody going behind the scenes and corralling everybody in, so.
Yes.
They did caucus beforehand, so.
Yeah, no, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did a good job
Yeah.
opposing it.
But these are supposed to be smart people in the RTM. That's how they portray themselves. I think that's
Smart
important
and
to.
politics don't always go.
Mutually exclusive.
Should I want to entertain? It's up to you.
There's a comment from the public, if you can read it. Hello, would like a chance to speak about the Villa Avenue trails, Old Dam Road Trails. I am an avid runner who ran every street in Fairfield and would like to share my perspective as the, I can't read that
That was
last
Joe
word.
Walensky, he was
Yeah,
here
that's
last
Joe
month.
Walensky.
Tries to design a greenway. I guess, is that you, Joseph? Joseph?
I don't
Yeah,
think
I don't know if
He's
anybody.
raising he's raising his hand. Yeah.
Yeah, can you
Speak
speak?
them in.
Unmute him.
He's gonna have to type.
You can't speak?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, thank you. Can you say,
Awesome.
could you state your name, please?
Joseph Valevsky.
Okay, thank you, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise, as I mentioned, I am trying to work with the Bike and Ped Committee, zoning, etc., for the Greenway. And so I similarly am incredibly devastated to hear the news about this grant being rejected for the 150 Villa Ave trails. And so along those lines, as a young resident, I am trying to I want to be on your side and try to make things better in this case, and additionally going forward for the entire trail network throughout town, because I can assure you, I live downtown by the Post Road. Those Villa Ave trails would be 3.5 miles from my house, and I could assure you that I would use them, for example, at least weekly. So the positive benefits to the town really extend beyond the neighborhood or whichever RTM district they're located in. I think there's also, of course, as you guys know, pedestrian safety that can happen. People don't have to run on roads as much. Again, massive educational opportunities. I know I don't need to convince you guys about this, especially for this case where you guys already were in support, but I just would want to know if there's anything in particular that, should this come to the RTM again, if I could meet with them, etc. And also for you guys, as the Bike and Pedestrian Committee, Jeff Randolph of Planning and Zoning, as we try to figure out how we might try to apply for planning grants for a trail network across the town that would partially go through the open spaces, who to communicate with on the conservation department about that.
Thank you for your support and interest. You would communicate, obviously, through Tim Bishop. But I think we're gonna encourage Director Bishop to continue to apply for these now that we've got a scar, let's call it that, and we will work harder for the future. People like yourself, Joseph, would be great to add to the equation. So thank you. We'll do our best to keep you informed. Okay. Any questions before we move on to number 3? I think we're all in agreement there. Number 3, an update on new homeowner outreach program.
So I included just a document. Nicole made a quick line graph showing what our output has been based on sales and data we get from the town clerk's office. And if you recall, that is a kind of a cookie cutter letter we send to all the new homeowners of new properties that have closed in town, saying with regulated area of wetlands, of course, or conservation easements. So that says, hey, welcome to town. You might have wetlands, upland review, water courses, or a conservation easement on your property. If you don't remember learning about that when you closed all the documents on your house. And that, as you might recall, began in last September. And up to now, we have sent 121 letters out. And this paper I included, I just wanted to show how our volume of letters on the with the dates or months as the x-axis somewhat mimics data from Redfin with MLS, closures just for the county. So, the dips and the peaks are somewhat similar. Not a total correlation, but there's some similarity. So related, lately we've, and you'll see on the in the next under enforcement as conservation and wetlands, we've been busy with violations, both wetlands related and conservation easement related. And feedback I've gotten from these letters, some of the people that have contacted us have prevented violations from occurring because they reached out ahead of time. And 1 or 2 recipients of our letter have still committed violations. So I think there's a higher success rate than failure rate to the letters. But people have, people that have received them said, that we got positive feedback that this is great. I didn't know that when I signed 8,000 pages at my closing. What does this mean? How, I want to do this. Can I put my shed in? And, that type of thing. So I think, my point is that I think they're effective and we're going to continue.
No, it's
Absolutely.
absolutely. It's also effective from a enforcement point of view because they have that letter to put on the record.
Exactly.
Another new aspect that the department is doing, so that's great. Number 4, Old Dam Road Trail Loop on open space. Inland Wetlands Agency special meeting, which was a site walk scheduled last week on August 13th, 2025.
The reason why it's on here, despite being an agency site walk, is because that is town open space. So I was not at that meeting, but should the commission wish to discuss it as a commission with jurisdiction over town open space, I wanted to put that as an agenda item tonight. And it could be discussed as it also relates to inland wetlands on that same property as the agency at the September 3rd meeting.
Well, I was there today. Again. It's appalling. I don't have a lot positive. I think this is a disaster in the making. I think the liabilities are extraordinary. I think there's a sense of entitlement from some of the people that are involved. I don't know how this got started. It's unfathomable to me how this could even come about. There is send that around. It's very strange, but there used to be the Public Fitness Council had a direction to tell you to go down to Old Dam Road and down to Pine Creek Road, go to someplace where there's a birdhouse and then turn left. I think this is the strangest thing I could ever imagine, that the town was telling citizens to traverse private property and then across the trespassing by those private citizens into public property and just continue on your merry way. This is insane. I was down there today. I mean, it's the difference. Hey, you might know the difference between when we went and today, this wasn't here. There's holes in boards. There's garbage all over the place. To me, there are so many opportunities for getting injured. I was down there. There was a chair that I looked at the picture and it's gone from that end. And today it was over here at the other end. And I'm like, oh, I guess it flooded. The dog wouldn't walk across. I was with Kira. The dog wouldn't walk across these ridiculous structures because there was so much it had flooded. It's insane.
Yeah.
If I had my druthers, I would close it this afternoon because it's nothing but trouble. And and I also have a problem. I felt like at the sidewalk, I felt we were really kind of swarmed. I wasn't happy with some of the interaction we had. I think it was aggressive. I think we were being directed. I think we were being criticized. I don't want to go into all the dialogue, but I think it's disingenuous to stand there and say, oh, sure, we let anybody can come through. And yet nobody knows about this.
Right.
There's no signs. I walk down Pine Tree Lane all the time. It would never occur to me to go across someone's private and just start walking somewhere. It's absolutely ridiculous. And to posture that it's public and we welcome people, disingenuous is the only word I'd use, but I'd use something stronger.
So
I have a quick question though. And Peter, like, I think that what the other issue is, we're out on this trail. I have no idea, like, and they didn't seem to know either. I'm like, well, was there an easement? Like, is this town property? Like, how is this? Like, it's like, once you get into that Phragmites, like you're in a corn maze, like it's very hard to figure out like where you are and like, so is that town?
All of it's.
property? Like, is it an easement or is it just the town just owns it?
It's open space, just like Brett and Mohegan,
And then,
the
but now,
town owns it.
is it considered,
under you guys.
but is it tidal wetlands and is it just, so is it? So
Deep-
can we
does deep-
actually give permission to use it or does Duke have to give permission to use it?
Well, I mean, it's our, like, if the public wanted to walk through the title marks. To build structures would fall deep. But we also have some of it's inland too, so the agency would regulate activity, some of this activity depending on. whether
So there's
that's
like, cause there's like, there are structures in there.
Yeah,
There's structures everywhere. There are
So
bridges, there's these.
Jurisdictionally,
There's all
would it
sorts of
be up
traction
and deep?
devices. It's
Yeah.
insane.
and the agency.
I'd get deep in this.
I didn't hear you tell.
Salt marshes, waterways are managed by DEEP. Right, and so if some of this property is under DEEP jurisdiction as well as ours, you should have something to say about it.
Well, I think that,
Watermark involved with it.
Yeah, below the coastal jurisdiction line. Yeah, but for structures within tidal zones requires a general permit from
But
structure.
and I do think that there needs to be some education with the homeowners in the area because they were like complaining that there was flooding because of the work on the tidal sheets. I'm like, yeah, this is a floodplain. Like, and they were like upset that that the brackish water is killing the trees. I'm like, holy, like they really don't understand how the function of the area.
Well, they didn't
So-
understand when they bought their houses.
No, this isn't that, like, this is deep into like on Serenity Trail.
Well, I just can't understand how this evolved at all. It's just
It
bizarre.
sounds like, all I can,
Somebody
I'm
mowed
not,
the
and I
grass.
don't want to belabor what I can figure is that for 40 years, some guy went back there with his tractor and just started mowing. And I think it was one of those things. And then someone's like, oh, it's a little floody. And then they put down some planks, and then someone put down some more planks, and then someone put out a bench, and then someone put out, I think it's an evolving park.
And then they all joined, because I was there today and found two new they were down from us. One of them, you exit into a construction site.
But this is a very interesting,
Well, supposedly
Yeah,
that's,
I had,
They had health department take off their website.
Okay, okay.
That's,
this is on the health department website.
it was, yeah, to the,
how long ago? Because I found that.
that was maybe a month or two ago.
No, that it's somewhere out there, because I just found it. I didn't start doing research a month ago. So
Well,
I'm
it's-
Tom, do you
and
know
it's like
anything
it's
about it?
sanctioned, it's officially
That
sanctioned.
trail's been around since Jackie Durrell.
so it is old. That's what the neighbors care, like, that it's like, yeah.
Since Jackie Durrell, that's when that trail was
I
made.
just gonna say, there's a big challenge here.
Yeah.
Because whoever's ever maintaining this or cutting it thinks they're doing a very good thing.
Exactly.
Right.
Now here comes the town coming in saying, you can't do this, that's gone back for 30 years. It's on the town property. So there's an extreme challenge coming up for us
Right.
and for Director Bishop on this.
I think we need the town
I
attorney.
think they're doing a very nice, wonderful
Right,
thing.
right.
And I-
Understood.
About that legal,
I think
legality.
what
of-
liability
Come
wise,
in and give you some advice,
well,
because the
that's what we need.
liability and these.
somebody
people-
trips and breaks a
Right,
leg.
there are so many obstructions.
Well, and the man that usually maintains it had a stroke, so I think they also want the town to start mowing back in there.
But it also-
Maintain the illegal trail.
there must be a lot of these ad hoc trails around, right?
Yeah, not of this scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, have you been back there?
I know the area, I know.
Yeah, no, it's- yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
And a
you,
lawsuit.
I kind of thought it was for the.
I don't know
tanks.
where
It was
the
so well
trail on the
established,
town
but-
property began or started.
Well, that's right. I think that's
There
what
are
I'm-
sections that are
And I think
trespassing.
the other thing is,
That's
like,
it.
I agree that
To me,
they're
that's
well,
it. That's gotta stop.
Yeah.
but
I
there
agree.
is no parking. Like, I think that
Right.
there's a lot of issues, like.
Private property.
Well,
And there
private property
is no
is-
easement to allow, like I said, have you allowed an easement for public access to the homeowner that how you cut through on Old Dam Road? And he said, no, we've never granted an easement.
Which means, Kate, that, like I said, there's certain parts of the connections, they're trespassing.
Right, we absolutely have no jurisdiction over that whatsoever.
To talk about it like it's being offered to the public is just, that's
What
just.
is it?
But there's gotta be, if the town,
That's right, that's exactly what it is.
but if the town owns that property, then there must be some sort of easement that allows the town to get access to that property. No, there could be completely cut off?
Yeah, those only lot parcels.
Oh, really?
Independent.
We have plenty of, you know,
Unconnected.
because that's reason why they become town parcels. 'cause
That's
they're
one
only
of the
lot-
things that Joseph wants is for the open spaces to be connected for so.
This open space is also part of the part 3 course,
Right.
so.
So, you could,
And there's a
Okay.
trail from the
And you could come
street.
from Old
Remember when I
Dam.
So you
stopped?
can come from the trail and have a dead end trail.
There's a map that shows
I
a
haven't
trail
walked
coming
it.
through there. I went by there today. There's no trail.
Or you
There's
could put a
nothing
little
there.
bulb on the end and make it a loop trail.
Yeah. They close off the connections to the private property.
So what would be the next step, Tim? What would
We do.
I'll consult with Attorney Piers and get his opinion on liability and, you know, I don't want to say trespass, but
Well, we have no
Jurisdiction.
jurisdiction over private property, so we can't,
Yeah.
there's
Right.
nothing we can do if that, you know.
well, the trail's on,
No. It's not,
On town-
it would stop right there.
I'm just saying what's on town open space that they're maintaining.
Right.
Well,
That's all ours.
I know,
Joseph is saying
that's,
he
but,
can,
you know, if we want to have a trail that accesses from the golf course and goes around and has a loop, then we can do that.
Joseph is
But that
saying
would
we
be up
can
to-
screen share the map.
You guys, not the private property owners that get to go through their
We're making
backyard.
connections into it.
Yeah, I know,
So-
that, you know, then that's, you know, like the other guy with the chain, that's a trespassing, so you would issue a thing. I mean, you can't, you know, you can't stop anybody from walking through their backyard onto the property, but if they, you know, if they improve it, you could issue a
But
violation.
they're not supposed to do that either. They're not
Do that,
supposed to
why
do
not?
it because we're not supposed to be an open trail off the trails.
Well, it's not a, you know, not
So-
necessarily a trail, it's, I'm going for a walk in the woods.
No, I don't agree. You see, and that's part of the problem I mentioned we have at Mill Hill. There's places in Mill Hill where it's very obvious. You're
Well,
on the
you go over
trail.
to Smith
And
Ridge.
there's a worn trail that goes to someone's house. And at the end of that trail, which is on public land,
Yeah.
there is
yeah,
a sign that
yeah.
says no trespassing, get
Yeah,
out.
no, but there's
I was like,
also,
you can't do that.
wherever the open space backs up to people's property, you kind of see little things where they
Through the
cut,
gate.
yeah, or whatever, you know, they put a hole in the wall, they've been
Well,
doing
and
that.
they
Bring their garbage in there and
They're,
dump it in
they're
open
detritus,
space.
right, their landscaping detritus
But,
ends up
you
in
know,
open space.
We can enforce it that way, but.
So Tim we'll talk.
Question from
Well,
Joey.
yeah, Joe.
Joe-
Walensky
Joe's got
wants
something.
to
Just
show
before
a-
that,
show
can
a
I just
map.
ask whether we're, you know, as a sense of commission, that do we want to even explore having a trail in that location?
Do we want
Let's
to?
say, without any connections to other properties.
I
or-
think it's
is there any
so
connect-
hazardous. It's
Oh, you have?
really hazardous. And especially with all these
Well, could it be made safe?
bridges and all these stupid things they've done. This is a nightmare.
It's completely ad hoc, right, but it,
Well, Jay, there are areas, and it's been
Boardwalks like
dry
that
when we went, and there are areas where they have like a broken bridge and like Luke wouldn't walk across it. Like
Right, right.
he was like,
It was
he
sunken.
was like,
It was
that could be
sunken.
10 feet, Kate. I'm like, well, Peter went, so I just followed him.
But Peter goes
I'm like, I
everywhere.
can't send
so that-
Peter by himself. So I went after him.
He's our trailblazer.
The question on, or what would happen on that is if we decide to adopt it as a town trail, then they'd have to build suitable structures.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, like, we didn't walk the whole thing, but I
So
mean,
why don't we just, form a,
Well, I
like we
walked
do
the
for
whole
every
thing,
of these things,
yeah.
form a subcommittee and
Investigate.
investigate with the feasibility, you know, we need 3 crossings, each crossing we 30, you know, so at least we get some facts before it. And then, we can make it, take it further. That's my motion, to make a subcommittee to explore that.
I think that's positive. Anyone who work with Jay on that?
I second that.
I'd be
Okay.
happy to,
Yeah.
but I'm already of the opinion that.
You know,
Yeah.
you couldn't be in an opinion, but
Because,
we're
I
just,
mean,
it's just a fact finding mission.
I've
I
walked.
would be interested in seeing if it's feasible. I
Joe,
mean,
Joe
We
Valesky,
got him. Just hang on, we got him. Kate, you had a,
no, I mean, I do think that it was really built with the best of intentions. And I think that they really are, like, the neighbors do, they enjoy this area, you know. I think that they don't like, they were talking about their dogs and they were talking the birds and like, so I do think that there's like some education about like how this open space needs to function as a flood area.
as Tom said, this has gone on for 30 years. It's a challenge. And you just can't put a wall up with the neighbor.
No, and
There has to be
and like I said, like it,
living there for sure.
well,
They're not out there, they're-
Committee look for a compromise, maybe.
Right.
Look
that's
for
what I
some
think.
kind of a
I'm all for
compromise.
and that this was really done, and I think that they have there's a lot of goodwill
Right.
about this area.
Joseph had a comment. Joseph, are you live?
You're still muted.
Joseph, give you another shot?
You have to unmute him or.
Oh,
he's-
hi. I can, yeah, just because sometimes I'm not allowed to unmute myself.
Okay, we're about,
Um,
to go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you though. First, again, I'll start by saying I've been running in Fairfield for about 13 years. I discovered, again, being by the Post Road, for example, I discovered Serenity Path as a 16-year-old, and before I discovered many of the open spaces in the northern part of town, such as Brett Woods. Back then, it was the maintenance on the bridges and other structures was significantly better, to the point where I guess just as a resident not affiliated with the conservation department, the level of management was indistinguishable relative to the open spaces. And again, as a 16-year-old, I wasn't really thinking about who owned what or these certain
Right.
things. So I myself went back there many, many times, and even did to take footage, etc. for the Greenway, as I myself, until a couple of conservation meetings ago, was not even aware that the conservation department was not aware of it. To further elaborate, I can show you the map that I have been working with the Bike and Pedestrian Committee and Jeff Randolph from Planning and Zoning on, which has a map of the town, all of the open spaces and land owned by other private groups. In the future, I'd be absolutely willing to share it with you guys as well. If I may screen share, my screen sharing is still turned off right now, but as a first, okay, something just changed. Here is the trail map. Do you guys see the map?
No.
No.
Not yet.
No? Interesting. It says I'm screen sharing.
Yep,
There it is.
now it is, yep.
Okay. So The town of Fairfield is in this lighter color. All town-owned land is in the mustard-ish color, and so this may be a bit laggy, especially over Zoom. But if we scroll in, is it now showing the area right by the mouth of South Pine Creek?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, for example, this green line here is the hypothetical alignment for a pedestrian greenway. There was some confusion about this, but any portion of the greenway that would go through town open spaces would be pedestrian only. We are aware that the town regulations do not allow bikes, and certainly in an area as environmentally sensitive as Serenity Path, I certainly agree that, bikes are inappropriate for that area.
Yeah.
So, to further clarify, all of the land in the town of Fairfield that is privately owned and small lots is just the background color. So the normal Serenity Path right now continues primarily east to Old Dam Road here, where one of the entrances, effectively the entire way, is on town property right until the end at South Pine Creek, where there's a brief area of private property before then. Not only could that be an interesting candidate for land acquisition, but depending on the times of maintenance over the years, there have also been paths going north from the main connection along Serenity Path over to the area by Kiwanis. Having run that recently, or at least somewhat having tried to because it's quite overgrown, that area currently has a lot of invasives, such as multiflora rose, Japanese stiltgrass, etc. So a lot of the plants recolonizing this area are not of great ecological benefit. And this would allow the street down here on South Pine Creek Avenue, to have connectivity to this town greenway and allow it to reach South Pine Creek Beach without having to go on that main road. And I think, as I've said before, the amount of area cleared for the trails in here is about 2% of the total surface area that has already been cleared for the golf course. So I get I'm a layman environmentally in comparison to you guys, but with the fact that a lot of the remaining overgrowth in certain areas would be invasive species and that it has only 2% of the footprint of the golf course, it seems like a more minor addition. And the last thing I'll say is that this specific alignment relative to this side of this curvy line, if I switch the screen share to Google Maps, you can see, can you see my cursor as well?
Yes.
Okay. It may be small, but the reason why I have the diagonal line going up on the side here, which also perfectly intersects with the Old Dam Road parking lot, is that in theory, you could have the Greenway and the main Serenity Path trail go from Pine Creek Avenue all the way to Old Dam Road without requiring a single bridge. So that would make the feasibility of that section significantly easier. Likewise, the current layout is somewhat suboptimal when looking over in this area, as I think there are two, it's very hard to see from here because one of the streams is very small, but there are two bridge crossings immediately after one another. However, if you changed it to be slightly upstream, you could bypass one of them and only have one bridge for the entire loop. Once more, thank you so much for hearing me out. And again, if this map as a whole for the town, which has your guys' land in yellow, the Audubon up here in teal, other conservation groups like Aspetuck Land Trust, etc., if all in one space, if that would interest you, I'm more than happy to share the map with you guys. Just let me know.
Okay, thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Joseph. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope that was helpful.
Very helpful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions before we?
Well, the only thing from a practical point of view, let's say we said, well, we don't like this idea and we're gonna stop it. There's no way we're gonna stop this. No way we're gonna stop people from using the trails. Am I wrong? If we would post it, right? So you can't use it, and I guess that would be a legal barrier, and then there would be more of a, then the liability would transfer. Is that what?
Enforcement would be challenging and
Yeah.
a drawn on our resources.
Right,
But it also is a draw on our resources to maintain and.
right. But I
recreate
don't think that we
something.
would be able to prohibit access. I think the best that we could do
We
was,
could prohibit, the maintenance and then it would take care of itself.
I think it would, I think the
Frag would take care
people
of it.
are going to sneak in there no matter what we do. Why don't we talk to the town attorney though, and
Yeah, I think
and
that's
ask
the
about the
first step.
liability issue and whether if we just posting it absolves us for liability or what the story is.
Okay,
I think it's substantially private. I don't look at it as a public.
Was
Probably used-
and so on,
I don't believe that.
it's private, it's either public or private property. That's the.
I'm saying I don't consider this to be a publicly used
Yeah.
open space.
I understand that,
It's a
but
little
it,
private.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's a neighborhood type thing, but it's,
yeah,
but if it's on town property, it's public. That's just by definition.
Wasn't people in.
so it's a challenge, as we talked about, that goes way back.
Yeah.
Speaking with the town attorney is the place to start.
Yeah, no, and 30 years ago, no one really cared that much, and now
Yeah.
everything's a problem and everybody's liable for everything, so, yeah.
All right, we will take this up next time, I think. Moving on to number 7, open space land acquisition.
There are none at this time.
None, okay, so we jump over that?
Yeah.
Number 8, bills and communications.
Also none.
None, great. We have 8, legal enforcement actions on item number 9.
Oh, right.
1555 Burr Street, unauthorized encroachment damages onto a conservation easement. Want to talk a little bit about these, Tim, or?
Yeah, I'll kind of lump 1 through 5 together.
Okay.
Just that, some of them are duplicative. You've seen these at the, most recent agency meeting. Because most of the, areas that have conservation easements also have inland wetlands. Some of these have also been resolved as of, even had a conversation today after 5 with 987 Banks Road North. Some are simple with, as far as laying some slate down or having a bench or a dock in an easement. Those were easy to work out. 987 Banks Road North is significantly more extensive. They have retained the surveyor and consultant to get a handle on that. It's quite a extravagant parcel. If you look it up online. So that one will be a little more complicated, but some have been resolved and some are not, but only bringing them to the commission as they relate to encroachment into an easement.
Okay,
Number 6 has been resolved. That went before updates as Commissioner Hood and I had described. 30 Laurelbrook Lane, we're getting, Sarah has reached out and made contact with the owner and contractor. So there's some slow movement there. And then as recently as this afternoon, about 3 o'clock, I met with town attorney and the applicant's attorney and the applicant's consultant to discuss one, the wetlands application, but also we did discuss some on the possible revisions to the easement, conservation easement. So that one is still working. I know they have a court date with the Judge Radcliffe coming up. So there's been some progress there too. If things go smoothly at the next meeting with the judge, they will be bringing that back to the agency as it relates to the application and then back to this commission should they make the request to revise the existing easement on the land records.
okay. 10, staff report. Number 1, ongoing seasonal maintenance on trails and open spaces. Seems like a topic tonight, doesn't it? Tim?
Ongoing, it is always ongoing, especially in the summer. We've had 4 seasonal college and high schools kids on staff that have been a big help in doubling our manpower to get things done. I think we're down to 1 now. Yeah. 3 have left go back to college. We're down to 1 for another, Maybe.
29th is his last day.
So we'll have an extra set of hands till then. Yeah, I mean, they've been great. We've been mowing and cutting. You know, as much as we can, as Peter's pointed out, other things they've done as far as planting or taking down the deer fence at the Hoyden's Orchard or, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, we had last week two removals of two BMX tracks in open space, one behind Walter Fitzgerald, which was end to end, roughly half a football field with jumps and logs and rocks and holes. Really extensive, and one behind Riverfield Elementary. The disappointed builders, a youth, called the police on my staff. Kind of funny because.
Well.
How'd that work out?
And then I received a phone call from an angry parent behind Walter Fitzgerald that her son and his friends were crying because we destroyed what they had destroyed on town property. And
Wow. You can't make.
I volunteered to say I will gladly come without the police for destruction of property. You know, to explain to your kids why that's not allowed, why bikes are not allowed in our regulations, why destroying public space is not allowed in anywhere. But that she didn't take me up on that offer, so
Require parent.
it was, I mean, Tom was there. It took a full, you know, we borrowed a backhoe from Public Works and it took 7 hours.
But did they,
Oh,
the thing
to
is,
break up,
I
so-
interpreted
Did the
that
parent
they had a backup.
apologize?
Parents did not apologize. I was the bad guy.
Yeah.
I was the bad guy.
You can't imagine
Oh,
this. It's like, I
my
thought
word.
they had a backhoe.
Talk about
These
entitlement.
holes are, some of them, they're 6 feet deep.
Yeah, they had been digging.
And structures that are 6 feet
Yeah.
tall.
If you had a contact, you could have sent them the bill for the 7.5 hours of manpower it took
I don't
to
understand how they
restore,
did
you
it.
know?
Yeah, that's,
Well,
Wow,
be nice.
I'm sorry.
yeah, so that's, those are some of the things we've been dealing with and, maintaining open space and trails. But, yeah, no, it's we stayed busy, really productive. I think this summer we got a lot done, and we'll continue to do so.
Thank you.
Nobody in Fairfield has any sense of
Number
entitlement.
2 at Eagle Scout County.
We're doing a lot of that tonight.
We have Eagle Scout candidate Vaden working with Tom and I to construct a new boardwalk at Fiefs. That's going to extend from the current amphitheater area right into Perry's Mill Pond open space.
Perfect.
We strung lines, we're just waiting to pour footings, and I think that's gonna go in within the next month.
That's gonna be.
So that'll be a direct connection without having to go on the road for kids to go from Fiefs to.
So
open
the
space.
one question I have, and I don't wanna, or
But you
read
will.
anybody's parade, but what about ADA compliance? Where are we with that?
That is still in design, and we met last week.
No, I
with-
mean for these new trails. Are these gonna be ADA compliant trails?
They're gonna be 3 feet wide.
Talk About Villa?
Trails that are on your concept?
Yeah, no, the trails on my concepts I brought in, but
Yeah.
the new trail we're building to connect to the open space, is that gonna be ADA?
Oh, yeah, it'll be,
Great.
yep, it'll be the same
Same
width
as Mill
as
Hollow.
Mill Hollow. We got
I just wanna make sure we're legally, we're obligated to provide that ADA compliant.
Yeah, and I have brought kids in wheelchairs on those trails and I've never had a problem.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You know, but, excuse me, before we go on to miscellaneous reports, we've had guests here for quite a long time.
Is that our Eagle Scout?
Would you like to come up and explain to us why you're here?
So, tell them what you have to do.
I'm doing Scout Merit Badge.
Come on up closer and
Come right
up here.
Both of you.
I'm
Roll.
doing,
Come
Scout.
right up here. You'll do great. Tell us your name
We're
and
very nice.
My name is.
and your address.
105 Holiday Road.
Okay, a little louder.
105 Holiday Road.
Perfect.
And we're working on a Scout merit badge, which
Okay.
is,
Citizenship in the community.
Yeah, great.
and one of the things we have to do is go to a community council, like meeting.
Huh?
Yeah, so this is,
So what do you think?
Yeah.
We're so happy you picked us.
Is it interesting?
kind of.
Right.
What rank are you?
I'm in Scout because I just started in March.
Okay.
I only need to do like 2 things with my Scout Master, then I'm basically star.
Okay, go.
Are you related, brother and sister? Great, wonderful.
Well, we're so happy you chose us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody that's here, from here down, are volunteers. And we're very interested in conservation. From here up are professional conservationists that are preserving the town and enhancing the town for you guys.
What troop are you with?
He's in 88 and I'm in 188.
Fantastic.
Well,
Keep up
thank you
the
so
good
much.
Thank you for joining.
Thank
for
you.
joining.
Thank you for coming.
I also heard
Thank you, Dad.
I also heard something in this that's close to home because basically our backyard is the Cascades.
Whoa.
That's
Have you guys noticed more trash when you're out walking?
It's our property actually borders, it's the where the power lines go through.
Yeah,
We have the easement with power lines.
yeah.
We can actually see the Cascades from our backyard.
Oh,
It's
lovely.
a party down there every weekend.
Oh, gosh.
Loud music, it's a total party.
Oh, yeah. it's-
Yeah,
Lighting fires
Really?
down there.
It's been-
it's a party.
Wow. Well, good luck with scouting and thanks for stopping in.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Okay.
good work, guys.
Thank you. Tim, we have some miscellaneous reports.
Yeah, I wanted to recognize Tom to my right. Despite the outcome, Tom was called on to use his medical and firefighting skills to assist a resident, I don't know if he was a resident, a user of nearby open space, performed CPR.
Gosh.
The gentleman didn't make it, but
Oh.
doesn't go without saying that Tom should be recognized for the effort and attempt and skills. Should he have survived, it would have literally been a life-changing experience for him. But
Life-changing
appreciate the
experience and it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still, he had someone fighting for
appreciate
it.
the
Yeah.
reaction.
God bless you.
Well, and Tom, the family, I'm sure was so glad that there was somebody with him that was able to
Right.
do that.
Well, fortunately, there was there was a retired firefighter and off-duty firefighter there also. And
It's
he
hard.
he couldn't have been, he pulled in right behind me and it was just he had medical issues too, so.
Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
And then on a brighter note, some updates at Fiefs include I don't know if, I think Peter, you have pictures from inside? Some
Yeah.
demo is full blown by Public Works staff. Basement is gutted, the boiler's gone, the downstairs basement's gutted, bathroom is gone, upstairs bathroom is gone. I met out there with Public Works and the architect, so that design is interiors in the works, but exterior with thanks to Jay and Victoria's skills is getting ironed out and moving forward as well. As we know, the sewer line went in. I have POs as of this afternoon for Southern Connecticut Gas and UI through a subcontractor to bury those utilities. Still a lot going on. So I could, the bus loop in construction that they cleared. the department cleared, so
Good.
still a lot going on. Mill River is beginning to use it and scheduled to start using some of the exterior space for their demonstrations on site, so yeah, there's a lot of things are happening. So
Great building.
just wanted
It's gonna be a great
to put
facility.
that out there. That's all I
It
have
was a
for.
great pickup on you when that came up and you kept at it to get that building. I mean, if
well,
that had
I
been
think I did
lost,
it
I
for
mean,
that one, though.
that would, we would never have been able to acquire that. So
Right.
That
thank you,
one,
Tim.
that one cost a lot of money and, you know, had support from the RTM.
I think that it's worth every dollar.
Other-
I mean, it's the perfect spot.
Yeah, I know,
I mean, really, I mean,
it's gonna unlock that,
yeah,
the
absolutely.
ability that.
We're looking forward to using it. Pollinator pathway,
Business cards.
events there.
Just item 10, item 11,
Pardon me?
on the back. That's another, that's the
Yeah.
last item.
Okay, yeah, the business cards that Tim has already passed out.
Yep,
The
thank
business
you.
cards.
It's item 11. I just wanted to put it on there so everyone has them. A new batch and they do have the QR code linking to the department homepage
Good idea.
on the back, but I know people pass them out to the public and at cause meetings or CACUIC meetings or whatever, so those are out.
Or when we're in the woods teaching them about duckweed. It's like, oh, it's filthy. It's not filthy. It's
My
duckweed.
dog loves it.
No, I'm just saying that if there was like 4 different groups I had to lecture, it's just as we were sitting there.
Comments or questions before we say goodnight? I think we're done. Meeting closed.